Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very briefly and concisely, I think you've indicated the purpose of the ordinance. Essentially, and again, just to reiterate, the purpose of the ordinance is to prohibit data centers throughout the township, as well as to eliminate data centers as a permitted use within the respective zone, as well as to delete the previously approved or revoke the previously approved ordinance as it relates to increasing the height. As the board is well aware, the role of the board in this particular matter is to make a determination both under, in this case uniquely, under the New Jersey Municipal Land Use Law and the Local Land and Redevelopment Law as to whether the ordinance revoking data centers as a permitted use throughout the township and within the respective zone is not inconsistent with the master plan, and or to make any additional recommendations, if any, the board may deem appropriate to be transmitted to the township committee. This is not a formal public hearing on this. Any members of the public who wish to otherwise comment on this can certainly speak and make their feelings known when this ordinance is up for second reading before the township committee. If the board is so inclined or otherwise wants to hear from Mr. Stoner in any regard, after the board may wish to hear from Mr. Stoner, the recommended course of action, if the board is so inclined, would be to make a motion to find that the ordinance 2026-13 is not inconsistent with the master plan, and to make any recommendations, if any, additional recommendations to the township.
Thank you, Councilor. Mr. Stoner, do you have any comments?
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to add is the board's duty to deem something that's not inconsistent with the master plan is you look at the goals and objectives of the master plan, and there's multiple goals and objectives. You got goals that fall under land use, circulation, housing, community facilities, historic places, capital improvements, and resource conservation. So there's going to be a certain circumstances where a use would be consistent and at the same time be inconsistent. I believe the ordinance as being presented from the town committee is basically stating that due to the unique character of the development could cause challenges related to electric consumption, noise, air quality, water use, and community character. Those items, if you look at the goals and objectives, there are certain goals and objectives that ordinance appears to be able to fill in fairly easily. Those items would be like land use element, objective number 5, encourage development sustainable, does not exceed the township's present carrying capacity. And then there's also a resource conservation element where it has 4 goals and objectives related to protecting aquifers, encourage preservation of agricultural land, conserve and maintain environmental sensitive areas, and preserve air quality. Those goals and objectives appear to be in line with what the ordinance that came across from the township committee now. When the earlier ordinances came across, it did appear that those new use of the data center would fall into some of the economic development and aspects of the land use goals and objectives, which would be objective number 1, clustering industrial and commercial areas in specified areas, and that's why the town went through the root development process. And a pro for a data center would be that it would be put in certain specified areas, but that would be contrary to what the ordinance is that's in front of you now. So I think the board's
Could you pull your
duty is
microphone
see a
closer?
general.
Sorry, but we can have not.
Can you pull the microphone closer? Thank you.
The board's duty is to determine if it's not inconsistent with the master plan. And so the items I just spoke of first, where they had mostly to do with the environmental aspects of it, would be the goals and objectives where I believe the township committee is focusing on at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Stoner. Do any of the board members have any questions? Mr. Ordilli.
Actually, I have 2 comments that I would like to make. So these are 2 comments I'd like the township committee to consider as they consider this ordinance. First, the proposed definition of data center, it uses the word "and" A-N-D, in several places. I'd like to recommend the committee review whether "and/or" might be more appropriate in some of those instances. It may seem like a small wording change, but using only "and" makes the definition overly absolute absolute, and from a legal perspective, could affect how the ordinance is interpreted. So that's the first request. The second request is based on the comments that we've heard. It's clear that the primary concern about data centers had to do with substantial water usage, electricity, cooling systems, and other heavy infrastructure. However, the definition is written is broad enough that could also include small low impact facilities such as micro or edge data centers that support telecommunications and internet services. These smaller facilities do not require cooling towers, substations, generator farms, or the significant resource demands that residents raise concerns about. Without distinguishing between these uses, the definition could unintentionally prohibit or negatively affect telecommunications and internet-related facilities that either already exist in the township or that we may reasonably need in the near future. I think we can set reasonable limits on data center size, operations, environmental protections, and infrastructure impacts while still allowing the smaller scale technology uses that we all of us rely on. For these reasons, I suggest the Township Committee refine the definition to clearly differentiate between large, high-impact data centers and small, low-impact facilities.
Council, any comments?
No comment, Mr. Chairman. You've heard Mr. Ordilli's comments, so the question before the board is whether you would like to include Mr. Ordilli's recommendations as part of your
Can everyone speak a little louder?
review
Just
process
struggling
back to
to
the
hear.
Township Committee.
Thank you. Any other board members have any comments or questions specific to what Mr. Ordilli is recommending or suggesting?
I think
Yes, speak.
Joe's comments, I think, are
Mike's
appropriate.
not on, sir.
Those comments are appropriate, because we don't wanna limit our data opportunities, whether it be internet, phone, or whatever, so I believe Joe's put some thinking into this, so I agree with him on this.
Thank you, John. With that, I'll entertain a motion to make the recommendation to the Township Committee that the Land Use Board has reviewed this proposed ordinance and has found, based on comments from our professionals, that this ordinance is not inconsistent with the master plan, and provide the suggestions, the two suggestions that Mr. Ordilli has spoken about.
Mr. Chairman, if I might interrupt.
No, you cannot interrupt. This is not a public portion.
With all,
No. There is a public portion to this meeting. This is not a public hearing for this ordinance. Thank you. Board members? Someone want to make that motion? I'll make that motion. And second, Mr. Castler, and roll call, please. Yes.
Ms. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. Then? Ms. Gilchrist? Yes. Mr. Carafello?
Yes.
Mr. Olson?
Yes.
Mr. Ordilli?
Yes.
Mr. Kastler?
Yes.
Mr. Schollmeyer?
Yes.
Mr. Messerschmidt?
Yes, thank you.
Shame on you. We'll remember.
Hearings. We had scheduled for this evening